Hi, my name is Craig Stevens, and you're listening to the franklinpodcast.com. It's all about the arts. And I am real excited about today because I get to talk to NataLee Allen. NataLee Allen is one of the owners of Clearbags. And I spent, I guess, hours on her website just looking at all the things her company does. And I know that I need everything. So I'm going to let NataLee kind of explain a little bit more about what she does. And then if we have time, she's going to walk me through the website and maybe help me pick out some things so that you can see how to use her website. It's really cool. So, NataLee, would you kind of introduce yourself and a little bit about your background, how you got here, and maybe the history of the company, those kind of things?
Okay, thank you. And thank you so much for having me here. Clearbags started in 1992. It was started by Benny Wilkins, my father, and started out as a picture company, actually. We sold prints, lithograph prints, 16 by 20, 18 by 24, 8 by 10, various sizes of prints. And we would take the prints and put them on a piece of cardboard and then shrink wrap them. But that had some issues. And we came across these peel and seal crystal clear sleeves or bags from Japan. And we asked them to make them in the exact sizes of our prints, just a slight bit bigger, so that they would fit a piece of backing board and a print in there, and we could peel it and seal it. And it popped. It immediately looked beautiful, elevated the print, and we started selling our prints like that. We started bringing them over in a container load from Japan and then Korea, and we started that way. And people started calling and asking, where did you get these bags? Because at that time, there was no place in the United States where you could buy them. And so we explained where we got them, and they said, well, can we just buy some from you? We don't need a whole container load. I'm an artist or I'm a photographer. I just need 100. So we started selling them in 100 packs to various artists and photographers, and it just kind of took off. And eventually we got rid of the print part of the business because the bags had taken over, and that became our main focus, clear bags. And then we added backing board and mats and other types of things along the way. Now we stock about 6,000 products for many different industries, but the art and photography industry remains for one of our most important industries in our company.
So you don't do the lithographs anymore, the prints anymore. That's one of those opportunities when you see something coming, you jettison what maybe isn't as lucrative or profitable as the other things. And a lot of people don't go that far, right? They'll keep doing their traditional things from the past, even though it may not make sense anymore. So that was a wise decision. Were you involved at that point, or when did you get involved with the company?
Well, when my father started the business, I was a teenager. I started working in the warehouse, pulling orders and packing them and then shipping the orders. And then eventually I did some customer service and some accounting and human resources and marketing all along the way. So I've been involved since the beginning, just in various capacities of the business.
And that's really cool as a teenager. I kind of grew up in a family business too. My parents were holiday and innkeeper troubleshooters. So I always had a job. So I guess growing up, that's kind of a blessing and a curse because you have a job, you're working for your family, and always have kind of a paycheck. But did you ever feel like you were kind of not having the time for all the other things you want to do in high school and maybe as you grew up?
I managed to do it. I didn't work too much in high school, just mostly after school some days and then, during the summers. So I definitely put my schoolwork first. That was a priority for me back then, and went to college and did all of that. And then when I went to college, I ended up majoring in entrepreneurship. And my original intention was not to come back and work for Clearbags, but my dad convinced me.
It's probably a really good decision because where else could you go that somebody loved you and wanted to see you so successful? It's really good. So, as an artist, well, first off, who are your primary customers?
So mostly small to medium sized business owners, whether that be you're a business owner because you're a photographer and artist, or a bakery or any type of small to medium sized business owners, because you can get the product packaging is what we do. And you can get product packaging customized and figure all of that out in a lot of different places. from a lot of different companies, but most companies don't have, actually, I don't think there's another company that has everything that we stock. And that's where what makes us more unique is that if you're trying to start a business and you need some packaging for your products, we can help you with that immediately. You can say, yeah, just send me 100 of those so I can try it out. And then we can grow with you and help you with the labels and eventually help you with the custom packaging if that's what you need. But we can help you from the bottom up and help you grow and grow with you. That's mainly our focus.
Well, that's really good. I know as an artist, I'm looking at your website. Do you mind if we go to your website and then you can walk us
Sure.
kind of through it? That
Sure.
way, maybe you can help somebody like me figure out what it is I'm actually trying to do. Because sometimes the artists are doing interesting things with their art, but they don't necessarily know how to create something that's marketable or something that people would really like. I know that I've done a lot of trial and error where I go in and I say, well, let's try to present it this way and let's try to present it that way. But I know that with you online, you've seen everything probably. And so you could probably advise me and others on what to do. So I brought up your website. I clicked on the main page. Where would I go as an artist? What would you recommend that I look at first?
Well, if you want our bags, you can go under the bags part,
Okay.
or actually crystal clear bags.
Okay.
Go down and click on crystal clear bags. Yeah. Then you probably want the flap seal ones. If you wait, go back up over to the left, the flap
Okay.
seal.
Left.
Right.
Oh,
The
I see it.
first
Oh, I see
category
it.
right there. There's
I see.
flap seal, and then there's protective closure was right next to it.
Uh-huh.
And the difference between that, if you're going to package a print, say a piece of artwork, you can put it on a backing board, put it in the bag, and you tear off that strip and fold it over, and then it's ready to go. The regular flap seal bags have the adhesive on the strip, and that's kind of the standard. But years ago, we invented um, the idea of putting the strip on the bag itself, and that's what's called a protective closure. So that when you peel that off and you put it over, the strip part doesn't have the sticky part that's on the bag. So when you open it out and put it back in, when you pull it out and put it back in, it doesn't get stuck to the print. So if you're going to be using it multiple times, pulling it out and in, and you have the exact size that you need, the protective closure would be a better option. The reason you would use the regular ones is it allows for a variance of, so for example, if you have, say, an 8x10 print, you could put that in, but you also could use it and fold it over. If you only had a 7x10 print, you can fold it farther over or something like that. So the regular one will give you that ability that the protective closure doesn't.
So you've done this for a while. Any advice for that you could, based on the many lessons you learned just having your own business, any advice you have for someone looking to maybe reach out to you and get you as one of their vendors, suppliers, any advice you have, and any advice related to the business? How would you recommend people do that?
Well, you can just go online and order. And if you have any questions, we have a great customer service team. You can call them, they'll answer the phone. They are actual people, they work here in Tennessee. You also can request samples online once you've set up an account, which is free, or by calling in. And we can send you samples to make sure they fit if you're wondering about that.
Is there any advice you would give about handling the stress of business? Or
I really enjoy working with my family. I'm very blessed to be able to work with three of my brothers in the business. My dad has retired, but there's seven children. So he had seven kids. I'm the oldest. I have three brothers and three sisters, and my three brothers and I all work together in the business. And it's a blessing to be able to spend time with them and work with them. They're wonderful. We don't have big family issues or anything like that. Of course, there's little things here and there, just like with anyone, but no, it's a blessing to work with them. I think family businesses are great, but I get asked often actually about advice for young entrepreneurs or people that are trying to start their own business or trying to figure that out. And I have been blessed to just kind of be given this opportunity. I've also ran had a couple other businesses of my own, and I love entrepreneurship. It's kind of in some people's blood, I think. I think you're born with a certain kind of entrepreneurial blood, and we definitely are in my family. All of my siblings and or their spouses all have businesses as well, other businesses we're involved in. So we love it. We love it because we get to provide opportunities to thrive. That's really what our core purpose at Clearbags is. And it's just creating different opportunities for people. And I think if I could say anything, any kind of advice, if you're thinking about starting a business, is just do something. Just do it. I think so many people think about it for so long and they just think themselves out of it. Just make a move. Just get a business license. Depending on where you're at, it might cost $30 or something. It's not expensive. Just go out and do it and do something each day and just keep moving. There's lots of times when I don't know how to do something, and you just start and you just figure it out along the way. That's really what it's all about.
All right. Well, any last words before we say bye to everybody?
No, thank you so much for having me and for the opportunity, and appreciate that. We love all of our customers. We learn from them all the time. The way that we've gotten so many products is by people saying, "Hey, can you do this? Hey, we want this," and then we figure out how to do it. So we really appreciate that.
Creativity and entrepreneurship. This sounds like what you master in. I want people to be able to reach out to you, and you got the phone number, and you kind of have a location, but it's all online. So it's easy to get to. And
Thank you.
this is the franklinpodcast.com, and we will talk to you on the next podcast. Thank you.
Bye.